Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Sorry. Good evening, everyone. It is 5:30, so I'm going to go ahead and get started with this I Can Wednesday webinar. So we're going to be just spending just a few minutes today discussing college orientation, what it is, the importance of it, and then we're also going to do or handle some frequently asked questions. So, like I said, this I Can Wednesday webinar. My name is Jessa Grossenheider. I am a student success advisor for ICANN. For those of you that don't know ICANN or what ICANN is, we are an Iowa nonprofit, and our mission is to empower Iowans to find success in career, college, and life. We do that through a variety of free advising services, as well as webinars and providing information like this. So our topic this evening is, what is orientation? Well, orientation is a student orientation or a new student orientation. It's a period before a student starts their college academic career or their academic year. Now, an orientation is hosted by the college itself, and it's a variety of events that help orient a student to their new college. So, a college orientation is a chance for incoming students to explore the campus, meet faculty, and talk to academic advisors before registering for classes. Students usually need to sign up or register for orientations. So it's important that before I go ahead and jump into the rest of this presentation, I just want to go ahead and let everybody know that every college and university has their own specific orientation for their students. And the way that they register, the length of the orientation, and how that orientation is provided to the students all depends on what that college wants to do for their incoming students. So I'm going to go ahead and just give some general information on college orientations during this presentation this evening, but please be sure, if you are a student and you're going to be looking forward to your orientation coming up, make sure you check with your college specifically on how to register, the specifics of their orientation, and when and where it is offered. So let's go ahead and jump into some of our topic this evening, exploring campus. So during student orientation, students will get a chance to explore the campus, learn about their campus traditions. A lot of colleges have incoming freshman orientation in the summer before they start in the fall. Now, again, remember there are a lot of different types of college orientations, and they can also be offered in the spring and in the fall as well, not just the summer. So make sure you know your school's options. Some orientations have a lot of walking. So make sure that when you're planning on preparing for your student orientation, that you plan on wearing comfortable walking shoes. And when you're picking out your clothes for the event, just know that oftentimes they'll have you take your student ID during your college orientation. So pay extra attention during the tours and some of the activities that they plan for you, because these tours and activities are often led by current students and staff. And when they're providing you with those tours or that really important information, they're also going to sometimes give you tips and preferences that they often utilize themselves, tips for dining, maybe where they study, and maybe even some ever so important socializing tips. So make sure that you're not just participating in all of the activities, but you're listening for some of those important tips from those students and from those staffs, because those tips can be a huge help when you start classes. Now, One of the most important things about an orientation, besides for exploring campus, is also to know that you'll get to meet with your professors and your academic advisors during orientation. Now, orientations are often a time when students will have planned appointments with their advisors. So it's important to know that your academic advisor is an assigned instructor that is there to help you plan and make sure that you're selecting the right college courses and programs and that you're meeting all of those graduation requirements. Now, I always like students to know that when you are thinking about course selection, your advisor is going to be able to give you some great tips and advice. But as a student, it's going to be important for you to know what courses are required for your specific major, what year you might be taking those courses. So that way, when you're meeting with your advisor, the both of you are able to follow along with your academic plan and make sure that you're getting the courses that you need. So your advisor is there for assistance, and they're definitely going to be the ones that set you up with course registration. But meeting with your academic advisor for the first time is a great time to go ahead and go through the course requirements for yourself, when those courses are probably going to be taken for your academic plan up until graduation. So take the time when you're meeting with your advisor so that you yourself know the courses that you will have to end up taking. That way, if you need to make any adjustments in your academic plan, you can speak with your academic advisor, and both of you will be able to come up with an adjusted plan if needed. So make sure when you're enrolling in your classes in the fall that you either complete that during orientation or you know when you are supposed to be completing that orientation on your own. So the planned information sessions that take place during these orientations are also full of vital information. The information sessions can be sessions on financial aid, student resources, and student success. So when you are sitting in those information sessions, make sure you bring a notebook with a pen or a pencil so that you can go ahead and take some notes. Being able to navigate around a student portal is a great way to make sure that you can go ahead and achieve success while you're in college. So pay attention to all of those information sessions. They are there to provide you with the information that you are going to need to be successful. Orientations are a great time, of course, to meet other new students and, of course, college staff. Be open to forming those new bonds. Just know that I know that sometimes it is nerve-wracking to think that you're going to be meeting a lot of new individuals. It's going to make you feel a little bit better knowing that the majority of those students that you're going to be meeting are all in the same boat. They're all going to be brand new incoming students, and they themselves are going to be meeting a bunch of new individuals during the orientation. So remember, you're going to be attending tours, information sessions, as well as games, dining activities. So just know that you should go into all of these events with an open mind and ready to form those new bonds. Now, orientation types and lengths, of course, depend on each specific college. In general, the information that I could find was that orientations are anywhere from 1 to 3 days in length. And not all orientation have overnight options, but some of them do. So of course, you're going to want to go ahead and make sure that you check with the college that you're planning on attending for that specific information. So this webinar last year, when it was offered, was actually offered as, sorry, as a way that a bunch of college admissions and college advisors could all get together and answer some frequently asked questions from students in terms of questions about orientation. So I took some of those frequently asked questions from last year's webinar and provided some slides. So some of the frequently asked questions that were brought up during the last webinar were, how do I register? Is it mandatory? What should I bring with me? What if I am a transfer student and I'm not a brand new incoming freshman? Do I attend orientation? Can I bring somebody with me, like a parent or a family member? And how will orientation help me with my transition to college? So let's go ahead and talk just a little bit about how do I register for orientation and is it mandatory? So college orientation can be mandatory at some institutions. You're going to want to go ahead and check with that specific college for detailed information. Now, in terms of registering, just know that oftentimes students can't register for an orientation or an orientation session until they've been officially accepted or they've committed to a specific college. And those students may need to wait to register until they've not only accepted, but that they've accepted and they've paid for housing and some fees. So again, all of that is information that you're going to want to follow up with and check on the requirements for the specific college that you'll be attending. Most colleges have students start to sign up for orientation in May or even in June. And sometimes they have multiple options that a student can choose from. So it's important to sign up early so that you can get your top pick or one of your top picks. And then just know if you sign up for an earlier orientation date, you'll be meeting with your academic advisor earlier, which means that you might be able to select some classes before they fill up. What should I bring with me? Now, a list of required items is on this slide, but of course, you might have some other ideas or your college might have a list of what they want you to bring to orientation on their website as well. But comfortable walking shoes, like I've already mentioned previously in the webinar, weather appropriate clothing, a jacket or sweater, refillable water bottle, notepad and pen, photo ID, and of course, a bag or backpack to carry your orientation items because you may be walking a lot. If it's an overnight orientation, remember, plan for a change of clothing, maybe bring some toiletries and a towel, and of course, your favorite pillow or blanket. So what if I'm a transfer student and not a brand new incoming freshman? So first year students, non-traditional students, transfer students, and online students are all usually welcome to attend orientation. But some colleges offer separate orientations or different orientations for each particular type of student. So be sure to check with your college or university so you know which orientation to sign up for. Can I bring someone with me? So college orientation for first-time students is a time designed specifically to make sure that they are going to be successful in their college career. So remember, it's a time to devote to learning about campus, academics, requirements, and definitely to meet new people. So it's a vital time to set themselves up for success starting next fall and making sure that they attend information sessions and learning about student support services and systems, including financial aid, student portals, all of the student resources that a college has to offer to make sure that a student is going to be successful. So it's important to follow the college's recommendations on guests. Some colleges have parents or family orientation in conjunction with the students' orientation. Sometimes they have them separate from the students' orientation. Now, yes, family members also need information on financial aid, safety, and coping with students when they're away at college. So getting information to everybody is very important, but following the college's recommendations is also very important. So when it comes to can I bring a guest, can I bring a family member, or can I bring a parent, I always recommend checking with the college specifically to see if they have a family orientation in conjunction with the new student orientation. So will an orientation help me transition to college? So orientations are packed full of information, financial aid, online student systems, the student portal, college resources that are available to students and family members. So they are very important. Remember, you don't know what you don't know. So an orientation has been designed by college staff, and it's been designed specifically to provide students with the knowledge that they need to be successful and to adapt to their soon to be new college. So students will want to make sure that they do not miss out on their orientation. And of course, if there is an orientation that is offered for family members, it's a good idea to make sure that they attend as well. So just some next steps for any students or students and parents that might be watching this webinar. Determine the orientation options that your college has available for you. Make sure that you get ready and pick an early session. Registering early means that you'll get your top pick of your options for those orientations, as well as maybe if you register during that orientation, getting some top picks of your classes as well before they fill up. And then just start thinking about your transition to college. There's a lot of information available on our website, but start thinking about what you might pack, maybe connect with your roommate, or look into how your college helps you with picking possible roommates. And then, of course, finalize your financial aid. If you're still waiting for your financial aid, you can always contact the college on when those financial aid offers might be being sent out. And if you have your financial aid offer or your financial aid package already, make sure that you know you will need to accept or decline and return to the college at your earliest convenience. So questions as you graduate, make sure that you know that you have lots of resources and lots of people that are there to help you. You can always check with your school counselor, college admissions and financial aid offices, and you can also reach out to us at ICANN. Our 877 number is 1-877-272-4692, or you can always reach out to us or check the information on our website directly, icansucceed.org. So this is what our website currently looks like. So just know that the ICANN website is full of additional resources and information for every step in a student's college journey. There's areas on the website that are there to assist the student as well as the parent. So remember, under the planning tools and resources, you can find lots of quick links to top resources on our site, including our e-newsletter, resource zone, and scholarship database. So you can always reach out to us and always follow us on any of our social media platforms. So as I'm winding down the webinar this evening, I'm going to go ahead and just kind of stay on here just a little bit, see if anybody has any questions that they want to go ahead and type in the chat box. And then as I'm allowing individuals to go ahead and maybe type in some possible questions that they might have in the chat box, I do just want to go ahead and just mention just a couple things. So this webinar is, of course, live, and individuals did register and they did receive some reminders for this webinar this evening, but it is also being recorded and it is live on Facebook. So if you're watching this as a recorded version, or if you're watching this live on Facebook and you have some questions, you can always go ahead and use the comment section in Facebook to ask your questions, and we will respond as soon as possible. Or if you're watching this as a recorded version, you can always reach out to us directly by using that 877 number or by getting a hold of us by email. iCan at iCanSucceed.org. Now, it doesn't look like anybody has typed anything into the chat box. So I do want to go ahead and just say thank you for attending this webinar this evening. And if you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out to us directly. Have a great evening.